So can anybody repeat for the, I think Prachi Kumari? I'm not sure if she knows what we are doing here right now. Can anyone repeat what I said for Prachi and Vartika?
Prachi and Vartika, you need to fill the Google form Sir has sent on WhatsApp and just raise your hand after that. Thank you.
Thank you. Vaishnavi.
Thank you, sir.
Mayank, have you filled the form yet? Mayank Kumar?
No, sir. I am filling the form just now.
You're filling it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prachi and Vartika, have you filled the form or are you filling it? Okay, Vartika has already filled it. Nice. And Prachi, how about you? I think most of you have filled the form and we have a good number of sample here available. Already 45 people has filled the form. So maybe I'll have a discussion on this lately. In meantime, I would like Shweta Kumari. So Shweta and few of the other members here are the old interns. And maybe I would like to give them a chance to interact with you and share what they have done so far and what we can do together. So Shweta, would you like to lead from here?
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible, kind of.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think Shweta is not yet ready. Who else can do this? From the old interns? Sham. Okay. I'm sorry. All of you can raise, put your hands down. It's okay. We are done with that part. Kancha, would you like to start the conversation?
Sure, sir. I will.
Okay, Shweta is not able to hear.
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, go ahead. Nice. Thank you.
Sir, actually, I just need a minute.
Okay, we will give you a minute. No worries.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hi.
So,
Hello.
so far, we have done like cleanup activities. We have also done some activity on the Earth Day or Environment Day. So, first of all, we have started our cleanup activity, जो हम लोग हर संडे को करते थे, every Sunday at 8 a.m. उसमें हमने सारे जितने भी प्लास्टिक वेस्ट है वो सबको कलेक्ट करते थे फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एरियाज और फिर हम लोग उसे रिसाइकिल के लिए देते थे. देन हमारा एक अभी रिसेंट इवेंट हुआ था, दैट इज ऑन आई थिंक ऑन एनवायरनमेंट डे, आई थिंक सो. उसमें हमारा एक इवेंट हुआ था हमारे लॉक में, अभी हमने वो किया है. उसके बाद से हमें हमारे जो क्लीनअप एक्टिविटी है वो एक रेगुलर बेसिस पे हो रहा है. फिर हमारा क्लोथ बैग पेंटिंग कंपटीशन जो हम लोग स्कूल में ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं वो हो रहा है. पेपर बैग मेकिंग कंपटीशन या पेपर बैग मेकिंग पे भी काम हो रहा है. और अभी हम लोग दिस इज व्हाट आई गॉट इज एन एक्टिविटी उस पे अभी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं.
तो आकांक्षा, क्या ये दिस इज व्हाट आई गॉट ये एक्टिविटी ये हमारे नए इंटर्न्स के साथ एक बार संडे को किया जाए क्या हमारे कैंपस में?
सर उसी की तो फिर बात करने वाले थे कि संडे को उनके साथ ये करके उन्हें बताया जाए कि ये है क्या.
नाइस, वेरी गुड आइडिया.
They'll get to know each and everything and they'll get to know the message which we are going to convey to the parents, to the audience.
Nice. Yeah, let's do that on Sunday. We'll do it.
Yes, sir. Sir, we can also do the cleanup activity on Digha Ghat.
Yeah, that
We
is
have a
happening
good
every
number of-
Sunday.
every week. So we can do this with the new interns as well. We have such a good number.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to do. Restarting that.
Yes, sir.
Thank
We
you,
can
Akansha.
also do our binding the bird activity with them. They'll get to know.
Yeah, of course. So thank you, Akansha. आपने इंट्रोड्यूस भी किया और बताया भी कि क्या क्या हम कर सकते हैं. Right now I just wanted to have a small discussion on the survey that we just filled. Will that be okay for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And please don't scribble on the screens. Okay. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the same form some of you have just filled. As you can see, we have like 47 responses here. And we are not very much, I would not be talking about with CT, but this is a small chart prepared by Google with the Google form. It is very easy. You just fill in the form, and on the other side, you will get this kind of charts available. So we can compare that what we know and what is our perception, first of all, about plastic. Like what you perceive of what is plastic, what is not plastic, because there are a lot of things that is coming every day in our life. And like, just take the first question here. The tube in which toothpaste comes is a single-use plastic. So nearly like 15 people says, no, it is not a single-use. 8 people say that they don't have any idea. However, the larger group, which is like the 24 people, nearly 51% of us, they say, yeah, this is a single-use plastic. So maybe some of you who have just filled the form, if you fall in like this 31%, what makes you think that this is not a single-use plastic? See, we are not putting any questions, allegations, or you are wrong or right. We're just trying to perceive what as a society we know. So once we know our problems, thereafter we will definitely come up with some solution. Yes, so we all are subjects here, and we all are studying ourselves together. So there is no need to be ashamed that this I am not able to say, or please go ahead, express yourself. That is what we need. Anyone? No one. There are 15 people who
Sir,
say,
I would like to answer this. I don't think it is a single-use plastic because single-use plastics are plastics which are being used once and they are thrown away after that. Suppose we bring a packet of Lays, we consume that, and after that we throw the packet. But the tube of toothpaste retains with us as long as we are using the toothpaste. We don't just throw it away. We just don't put the paste over our toothbrush and just we throw it away. No, we retain that plastic tube for a long time till we use that. So that's my point of view.
nice, good. Someone would like to add something onto it? Anyone?
So there is a report regarding this tubes. There is 300 million tubes which are thrown each year.
Yeah, absolutely. Three million tubes are being thrown. Like toothpaste tubes are being thrown every year. Oh my God. But this is pretty less, as we are like 8 billion, more than 8 billion people living on this earth. Let's say like...
Actually, sir, it was just aggregated. It should be more than that figure.
Yeah, I agree with you on this also. Nice. So anybody, anything else, like why do you think this is not a single-use plastic? Okay, let's come to the 51% of the population here who says this is single-use plastic. So what is your argument on this?
So after we use the toothpaste from the tube, we throw the tube away, and there is no use left of that used tube of toothpaste.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, this is a good point.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
Sir, actually, like I would like to counter the person who said ki it is not a single-use plastic. It is a single-use plastic because plastic doesn't implies to something which can be decayed or which can be well, it is there in the environment. If you use the plastic bags as long as you want, you can use the plastic bags as long as you want it to use it. So toothpaste is a single-use plastic as long as we want to use it. Plastic doesn't get decayed in the environment. So
Okay. Anyone would like to counter this or like to talk on a
But
single line?
sir, as he said that it is not decayed, so it's we cannot easily recycle that, like toothpaste and all. So
Toothpaste tubes,
I
yeah.
I deny her statement. What she said.
okay. Recycling an item doesn't change the fact that it is a single-use plastic. Recycling is something different. We can recycle the plastic bags also. It gets recycled in other forms, but it doesn't changes the fact that it is a single-use plastic.
So I like to weigh in. When it comes to toothpaste tubes, these are usually made of different type of plastic. For example, they are kind of laminites, and many brands contain a metal layer inside it. So for recycling purposes, it's quite not easy to separate. And on average, it takes almost a whole year, 100 years, for a toothpaste tube to be fully biodegradable in landfill. Meaning that every tube you have used in your lifetime would still be out in there, a big hole in the ground. It's still there. So not only are plastic tubes are bad for the environment, there's a high chance you might not be getting your money's worth. Like many of the toothpaste still remaining in there that tube. It's still not whole empty. So it's
Yeah,
kind of a gimmick. So for people to buy a tube soon.
correct. I agree with all of you. Here I would like to make a small note and define what is single-use plastic. For any product that we use, it has a life, right? So suppose we talk about the Kurkure packets. So a Kurkure packet has a life, like it has to be packed in the factory, then it has to travel all the way to the warehouse, to the godowns, to the shops from where we buy it. Then it has to reach to our house, and then we tear it, and that is the end of life of the packet. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, and thereafter it cannot be reused or recycled in a very easy way. Same goes with, like, let's take an example of a television. We buy a television and we have it hanging on the wall or maybe on the table in our house, depending upon the size and the thickness. But it stays for like 10, 15, 20 years with us. Then it gets obsolete, and sometimes it doesn't work anymore. And but the materials can be recovered. Like there might be some metals and wires and many more things, or the glasses, the silicone, all these things can be extracted and reused. Yes, and it is pretty easy for recycling any when we talk about electronic waste. But when we talk about plastics, they are pretty cheap. Nobody gives, nobody cares about it. That if even if I want to sell it, how much would I get? 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 2 rupees per kg. And to collect a kg, you would need more than a month. So that is why we don't do it. However, coming back to the point, when we talk about end of life, same happens with the tube. What is the end of life of a toothpaste tube?
When we open its tube.
No.
A month.
When the
toothpaste is finished.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Nearly 1 month or till we use that.
Yeah. But can this or is this being recycled? As Krishnama said, that it is multi-layered. It has different layers, different kind of plastics are there. Then there would be some metal also available, put into that as a layer. And as it is multi-layered, it is much more difficult to extract all the different parts and you make use of it. So yeah, there's nothing to be, like we are just learning, we are discussing, and we are trying to correct ourselves here together. And see, this is not only what you and I think, this is what our society thinks, because we are part of our own society. And this is where the problem is. Yes. Many of us, like if you can see here, 50% of the population, let's take you as a sample population here. So 50% of the population are either unaware, or they don't have any idea, or they think that this can be recycled. Okay. Shall we go to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Plastic carry bag is a single-use plastic. 64% of the population, like the 31% says, yeah, it is a single-use plastic. Again, we have 15 people who say, no, it is not a single-use. And 2 people says like they don't have any idea. So, okay, here, this is a good point. So why 64% of the population here, or 31 people, believe that this is a single-use plastic, a carry bag?
We usually throw the plastic carry bag, as a plastic carry bag makes our life more easier, ironically, but it is not suitable for sustainable development that we are considering now. So it's just a myth that it is making our life more easier, but it's not.
Yeah, that is true. But how this is single use? Why this is single use?
Because people usually throw away the plastic once using it.
Okay. And how many of us do it? How many of us don't have a big carry bag hanging on the other side of the door of our kitchen, where we are collecting all our plastic bags so we can use it lately?
Usually we use it for a dustbin, maybe. Lately,
Yeah.
we use it as a dustbin to throw the waste items. The people who are collecting it are lately using it as a dustbin for throwing the waste items only.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Generally, it goes for the waste. Like once it, maybe we'll bring in a vegetable to our homes, and then we will stash all our waste in that, and they will we'll just swing it off our balconies sometimes. Yes. You can say yes or no. It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, coming to the next point. Styrofoam, thermocol, and a chocolate wrappers are a single-use plastic. So again, we have a similar, like 33% people says yes, it is. We have 14% people who says no, it is not. So what it is, if it is not a single-use plastic? May I ask this 29% of the people? Anyone can answer. There are 14 people. How many of you have used a thermocol as for your projects?
Yes, sir.
We have used it, sir.
I also used.
Yes, so we have used it.
Use it?
Yes, sir. We have.
So is it single use or multiple use?
It's single use, sir.
Yes,
Single
it's
use,
single
sir.
used. Once we use, we discard that.
Yeah, because of its property, it's very fragile.
Yes, sir.
Cool. So paper teacups have a layer of thin plastic in it. So 54, 64, like 31 people says yes. 6 people says like 2% no, and 22% of people have no idea about it. Okay. So yeah, sometimes plastic paper cups in which we get tea at the tea stalls, they may have a layer of plastic. Okay, this is again a very interesting question. Microbeads in some toothpaste and face wash are microplastic. So we have.
Yes, sir, it is.
It is. And how is it? Manjit, can you elaborate yourself on this?
Yes, sir. Actually, I read it at Google that some of the microbeads are present in the toothpaste and face wash.
Yeah.
Sir,
They have it.
sir, it is used as a exfoliating, like.
Yeah. It is being used like that. So, but here we can see, our awareness, how much all of us are like studying and going to college. We have a lot of exposure to the new world and the climate we are facing. And when we are at this level of understanding, just think of the common people. Washing clothes leads to microplastic in drains, rivers, and ocean. Oh my God. Yeah. 75% of you say that yes, that is true. 5 people say that is false. And 7 people say that they don't have any idea. So may I ask the 75% of the people or anyone from the 36 who says yes or true, how?
There's a lot of plastic in the detergent powders that we use, and it goes to the water bodies via drainage systems.
From the detergent powder?
Yes, sir. It has very bad chemicals in it.
Yeah, but we are not talking about, sorry, the chemicals. We're just talking about the plastic. How many of you agree with Ved on this, that detergent powder has microplastic in it?
No, sir, I don't think detergent had the microplastic.
I don't agree, sir. I even don't think that detergent powders are plastic.
So even I don't agree with that.
Okay, so can we come back to our original question? How, like this 75% of the people here in the meeting right now, say that washing clothes leads to microplastic in drains, rivers, and ocean? How?
Sir, I would like to add on this. So we are aware about the synthetic fibers we use like acrylic, polyester. So when we wash clothes in the washing machine through the drainage system, these all synthetic fibers, they have microfibers in it, and they are generally these are microplastics, and through the sewage system or the drainage system, they get discharged into the rivers, and thus and that how they pollute the environment. They pollute the water bodies, as the result of which the death of aquatic animals also take place. They too suffer a lot from this.
Absolutely. So as you also see, like when you buy a brand new clothes, it looks very shiny, very nice. And lately, after 6 months or a year or two, the color fades away. And even the material doesn't have that, the newness anymore. Why it happens? Because when we wash our clothes, small particles breaks down from your cloth. and that goes into and those particles are plastic majorly, because hardly if you, any except for jeans and some collar t-shirts or round neck t-shirts, most of us are not using cotton anymore, even though the cotton is again very costly affair. Costly in the sense ecologically very costly, because to grow cotton you need a lot of water and
So can you
pesticide.
please see the link that I've sent in the chat box?
Okay, let me see. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's visible.
So yeah, it's a report of 2019 wherein it says like 119 detergent brands. They have found microplastics available in the detergent powder also. Nice, Ved. So how many of you don't agree with him anymore? Great.
Yeah, sir. Now I agree with it.
Good.
Thank you.
So washing clothes leads to microplastic in the drains, rivers, and oceans, not only from our fabric, but also from the detergent powder. Great. People view single-use plastic as convenient. Do you share the same view? 28 people say no, they don't share the same view. 3 people
Please, can
say,
you share the slide of the, the survey?
is it not visible?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
The
The slide is not moving.
Okay. Let me do it again then.
yes, sir. It's visible now.
Great. So people view single-use plastic as convenience. Do you share the same view? So here we have like 28 people. They say no, I don't think it is convenient. However, like 17% of the people say yes, I think this is a convenience for us. And we have 3 people who say that I don't have much idea about, or I have never thought like that. Anyways, so yeah, why like 28 people or like the 58% of us don't believe that single-use plastic is convenience?
Like sir, if we use a single plastic, it finally it go to the waste only. It doesn't recycle by itself.
No,
So,
we're not talking about the aftermath. We're just talking using carry bag is convenient or not.
Yes, sir, it's convenient.
It
Yes,
is
sir.
convenient, yes or no?
Sir,
Yes.
if honestly say it's convenient.
Yes, sir, it's convenient.
It's
But it's
convenient.
not convenient as it is very weak, and it does not have a lot of capacity to hold goods. And when we use it for carrying heavy things, then it hurts the hand very much. And at the end, the most important thing for me is that it is not at all aesthetically pleasing.
Suppose I have to
Sir,
bring chicken. I got it chopped from the shop. Is it convenient to bring it in a carry bag, plastic carry bag? Or is it convenient to bring in a cloth bag?
Yeah, of course, there are
It's
some exceptions to it, but
cloth bags
most
are
of the
more
time I
convenient, sir.
prefer.
And as we have to
Sir,
share
I
our
would like
view,
to add some point.
I'm sorry, please come again.
Sir, I would like to say that, sir, as you said that it is not convenient, but we are talking here from a perspective of everyone's. So I would like to say that most of the people think that plastic bags are more convenient because as they are very cheap and they are very affordable and we get it easily available in the market. So according to most of the population and according to the survey, it goes right that it is mostly convenient to all of the people. And if we see as a positive and negative aspect of these, then positively, like it's very cheap and it's available everywhere. But it has negative impacts. But rather than people saying it's negative impact, people go for plastic bags. They are very cheap and they are easily available and easy to carry.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. So these are the points where we need to understand, because until unless we understand the problem exactly, we will not be able to come up with a solution. Nice, Srija, right? So
yes.
it is convenient for us. Lately we can think of what could be more convenient than plastic, which could be acceptable in society, in market, and also sustainable.
So we can go for jute bags as an alternative to plastic bags.
Jute bags are very costly. Do you think if you want to buy a vegetable, 500 grams of aloo or potatoes, do you think they should give you a jute bag?
So we should
Sir,
bring our
not,
own bags.
yes,
sir,
sir, not
usually many places plastics are banned. So nowadays people are using their own bags. And if we are carrying a jute bag, it's reusable and we can use it every time we want. It's not a
So,
single use one
yes,
plastic.
so
yes,
paper
she said
bags,
it right.
paper bags or paper. So we can use paper bags and cloth bags as
And we
well.
can
Those bags.
usually also see that at many places these plastic bags are banned, and at many places, at many malls, the plastic bags are being charged, even the paper bags, so that people are get used to not using of plastic bags, but they will switch to jute bags or paper bags.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to switch. But the thing is, it has to go off.
actually, sir, we don't have the much option. So for replacing the plastic bag, if it comes to the liquid material, and therefore the many people also are convenient plastic because also their quality that they can carry liquid and stuff like that easily.
Yeah. there are like possible, like you are correct. I agree with you on this. Same thing I was saying few minutes ago. Like if I have to buy a chicken, how will I?
Exactly.
But even then, we can use reusable plastic bags that are made a lot, thicker and more, that we can use again and again, because those thin plastic bags are not very reusable in nature.
And according to me, some of the companies are also manufacturing biodegradable plastic bags these days, but it is not available right now in our local markets.
Yeah, true. But biodegradable plastics are again like just the greenwashing. Biodegradable plastics are not biodegradable at all. Anyways, we'll talk about it lately. I have a good session on that for you people. So we will discuss this biodegradable plastic bags lately. Anyways, yeah, but your point is true. If it would have been biodegradable, still it is not available. Even though it is not biodegradable, but and people are claiming it to be, still it is not very much available in the local market.
Yes, sir.
Okay, coming back to the next question. Plastic is good for the environment if all produced plastics are recycled. For this, we have 33% of the people say yes. If all of them could be recycled, this is good. Still, we have some like 13 unhappy people who say, even though all the plastics are recycled, it is not good for environment. And we have two people who have never gave a thought upon this. Anyways, so this 68% of people, the 33 people here, I also agree with you at some places. But I would like to get an answer from these, 27% people. What is your opinion on this? Why do you think it is, even though if all the plastics are recycled, it is not good for environment?
Sir, because our environment consists animals also, and many a times we see that animals usually eat plastics, which is very harmful for them.
So it usually, even if it is recycled, it is it is affecting our environment, water bodies, animals, and many other things. It has chemicals which infect the environment, and the drainage systems are blocked due to the plastics. Even if it is recycled, it creates problem to the environment. So it's not good.
And sir, the recycling process is also not good. It's also released so much toxic gases and many other stuff like that. So recycling is not the exact solution for that.
Yes, I agreed with what he said. A recent study also depicts that recycling plastic bottles generates some toxic substances, which results in many cardiovascular diseases, reproductive diseases, and many more things.
Yeah. So why don't we question these 33 people? Why do they think this is good for environment? Come on.
Sir, I think like now as we have been using plastic for many years, now it has become part of our life, part of our living life. So if it's being recycled properly, like all the plastic which is being produced, if all the plastics are being recycled, then it can lead to a healthy environment. Because still, if we just exclude plastic from our life, then it will create lots of problem. Like we have some food materials, like liquid materials, like which need plastic cover for that, carrying those for. So I think like it will be okay if all the plastics are being recycled.
So plastics are an alternatives of metal. So by the invention of plastic, we drastically decreased our use of metals and ores, so that we do not need to mine more and more ores and deplete our resources. So plastic is in an idea of itself is a very important thing, because we use it as a convenience, and we do not have to use metal for doing everything, to make things. And plastics have resulted in, because as it can be molded into any shape and form. So plastic is the reason why we have so many technology, and so much new technological advancements made in the past 10 years.
10 years, 50 years, in fact, 50 to 70 years.
Yes, sir.
So, but just for the sake of convenience that we have by using plastics, we just tend to avoid the impact or the adverse impact of using plastics. Even you can see in cosmetic products, ladies use plastic products. Even certain products, like in past recent studies, they have found that certain creams, baby products like Johnson's, have also a recent case study. They have found that they have plastics in the cream which is used for babies. See, sir, I don't have any problem regarding that. But when we consume these products, they have a long-term adverse impact. At first, we are quite convenient using that, like we'll have no problem. Life is going so easy by use of plastics. But when we look at a longer term, when we look at a higher perspective, then it is quite disastrous for us. And we need to understand that thing to change our perception about using plastics.
I agree with Isha, sir, and I would also like to add on that due to
Sir.
our convenience, we have other alternative options also. Like we can use other things in except of plastic, but the effect of it cannot be changed. So
Yes, sir, she said it
it's
rightly.
even due to our convenience, just we cannot in fact the affect the environment. As we can change our convenience alternative, we have alternatives for that convenience, but we don't have the alternative or any other option for the effect of the environment. How can we change that?
Sir,
It
a
is going
plastic
to affect
I
us.
container
too
is
agree.
more better for the
Sir, I would
environment
like
than a
to
steel
say,
container.
Well, can you just hold on for a minute? Yeah, please.
Sir, I would like to add to like plastics are there in environment, and it is creating a very disastrous impact on our environment. It is creating leading to greenhouse effect, the dumping areas, the on the oceans, especially on the oceans, because all the plastics it is dumped on the oceans only. So there also it is creating a greater impact. So we can't say that plastic is more convenient because we have made our mindsets like that like before अच्छा plastic से invention के पहले the people were there, people were using liquid materials. So वो कैसे करते थे? Just we have created a mindset कि हाँ ये convenient है, easily we can buy it, cheap, it is cheaper, so we can use it. That doesn't change the mindset. It is harmful for the environment.
Yes, so very
So
rightly said. The one we find in our vicinity that becomes a
sir,
convenience.
I would like to सर आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट जैसे हिंदी में हमारा एक कहावत है कि हर एक सिक्के के दो पहलू होते हैं so if we are using a plastic then obviously it has some negative impacts as well as positive impacts so for like we all know that India is a developing country and still now we are in the process of finding alternatives for plastics so for now, we have not got alternatives as because there are alternatives for plastic. I'm not saying that they are not, but for common people, for middle class people, and for lower class people, it's very they cannot afford those things like the alternatives of plastic. So only keeping that in mind that plastic is not good, just it is convenient, so we don't have to use it. Like we have to see the particular overall situation of our country as well as the world so and I know that it is very necessary that we should avoid plastic. But in general sense, I would like to say that we are still developing and moving towards the development. Then further in future, it can happen that plastic can be reduced. So इसलिए कंक्लूजन यही निकलता है सर कि प्लास्टिक तो अभी तो फिलहाल तो यूज होना ही है, क्योंकि हमारे पास अभी और कोई अल्टरनेटिव्स नहीं अल्टरनेटिव्स निकल रहे हैं, तो इट मे बी हेल्पफुल आफ्टरवर्ड्स.
So we are talking about an hypothetical situation where all plastics are recyclable. Then in that situation, a plastic container will be better for the environment than a metal container, because a metal container will use the ores from the earth. If the plastics that we are using are recyclable, then those plastic won't harm the environment, because we are using the same plastics again and again and again.
Sir, I would like to counter it.
Yes, sir, very
Wade,
true.
it will hamper you if you are keeping some edibles in your plastic bags. अच्छा तुम just do one thing. एक सब्जी को प्लास्टिक में रखना and एक दूसरे उसी सब्जी को प्लास्टिक से बाहर रखना, and you will see the difference what the plastic impacts on the food we eat. So किसी भी चीज को प्लास्टिक में रखना itself creates a havoc for the environment and for humankind also to inhale, to take that.
So she
Yes, rightly said by
she
her.
herself must be using more plastic than others, as she's saying, because everyone does.
Yes, sir.
That is really not the point of what I'm saying. I'm trying to say that in a hypothetical situation where the plastics are being recycled, there, when we change from using metals and then we use plastics, that is better for our environment. And of course, not storing foods. There are exceptions to everything. I'm talking about if we are storing rice, then if we use a plastic container for it, then that is in a larger sense more better for the environment, because we are not using metals. We are using something that we can change into anything that we like to. Most the parts of our phones, our laptops are all plastic. It is because we can change the plastic into any form. So if we can recycle those parts, that means we don't have to make more plastic. The plastics in this world are fine enough to recycle it and use it again and again in different spaces and forms, because metal is really hard to deal with. Plastics is very easily be changed and formed into other things. So there are obviously exceptions to everything, but in a larger perspective, recyclable plastic is better for humans than metal or any other alternatives that there are, even better than clothes, in fact.
Cool. Anybody has any point to make on this? Anyways, we can discuss more on this.
No,
maybe.
sir.
We can have, we can have a physical conversation on Sunday on the same topic, and we can talk more there, right? It's already 9 and or more than 9 in fact. So this was a good conversation. It was nice. We started very cold, like the weather we have, but at the end it got very warm when we are talking and interacting. So it's nice. I would like to have a similar conversations in our future meetings as well. So shall we call it a night then for a day? And
Yes,
let's
sir.
meet on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Sunday,
sir.
11 o'clock, Tarumitra Ashram. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Right, sir.